What's up, my loves and fellow creatives? Let me know if y'all can hear me. This is course number 218, and I think this is coming at just the right time. I see a lot of us wanting to clip images inside of text, and also I think this works out perfect for Mother's Day upcoming. So let me know what y'all think. If you like these type of tutorials and templates, then just let me know what it is that y'all need and we will make our best version of that for y'all. All right, awesome, awesome. You can hear me. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this template here. We have text here, but I want you to know that the text is editable, but we're going to focus just on the mom right now, okay? And you all will have some AI art inside of here. So these are AI photos. But I want to show you some of the features of this. First, you're probably going to want to change out your photos here. Now, what I'm going to suggest here is that you already have your photos as PNGs and that instead of using them as smart objects, you just go ahead and pull in the photos that you want because you may have 2 photos, you might have 20 photos. And this is going to be a very easy way for you to drop those in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and click on the photos. I will have these photos in here for you all, but I'm going to turn them all off. And I'm going to go to the very top photo up here. And this photo is on a different layer. I'm going to turn that one off too, because I'll show you how to do the pop out effect. All right. So before we bring any photos in here, I want you to see that there is a pattern in the background here. So you can even do this without photos. If I right click on one of the letters, I can see that there's a pattern there. And there are 3 patterns that I included in here for you. And you can scale those patterns, of course. So let's say you wanted to scale this one. You just double click on the pattern. You can scale it up or down. You can also use the sliding scale here. And it's just a quick and easy way to get a different effect of the pattern that's in the background there. Okay, so that's the first thing I want you to do. Go ahead and pick which pattern you want here. And then later on, after class, if you want to spice it up and find a different pattern or create a pattern, you can absolutely do that. All right, so I'll go with this one first. And then I want you to choose your color number 1 and your color number 2. So this would be the preference of whatever your design is here. So I'm going to double click on color number 1 right now, which is orange. Okay, and then let's go ahead. Oh, before I do this, y'all already know. I'll take it back to the original if I like it. But I think I want to make this like a mint green and pink, right? So let's go ahead and take color number 1 and let's make it pink. Like a nice kind of corally pink. I'm going to turn off this color here and I have the color up top. And of course, I have something popping up on my other screen. So I'm going to say yes to save those changes. Now it's all pink. But the second color I want to be like a mint color. So I'm going to duplicate this one and change out just this top color. And I don't have a mint color to select from. If I had a pattern, I could definitely select from there. But I'm going to choose Emma's Dino Green. Okay, so let's go ahead and close out of here. Now, if you want to, you can create a color from anywhere. So I could create a color from here, or I can do file, place, embedded, and place an image that I want to pick a color from. Let's say that there are some sneakers that you want to pick colors from, or there's a beautiful background that you like to coordinate colors with. You can pick the colors from that image, okay? So here I'm just choosing something that I believe will coordinate well with that pink. And I'm going to say yes to save that. And now it's updated. Now, I want you to be aware also that I have a layer mask on this pink layer that is kind of making it fade off. So if I turn that layer mask off, if I disable it, and let me see where we are. Am I in my mom group? Yep. Oh, I'm on this top layer. So this can all be completely one color. I have it a combined color because y'all know I got to be extra. But the reason why it's showing some of the pink and the green is because I have a layer mask here that is blocking off some of the pink here. So you could absolutely do that. You can delete that layer mask. It's all pink right now. Create a new layer mask. Grab your paintbrush tool. And I'm going to suggest a size of about 400 or so. Okay. And then white is going to reveal while black conceals. So I'm going to come down here to the bottom, do my switcheroo so I get black to the foreground, and then I'm going to fade off which part I want the green because that's what I'm hiding of the pink. Okay. So now that's a really quick way to just get like a duotone color and have some fun with doing more than one color overlay here. All right, so the next thing that I want to do, I have my color combination here. I'm liking that. I want to bring in my photos. So these will already be in here for you all just so that you'll have them in the file. But I can go to File, and I'm going to select the top layer here. If you select one of these in the middle, when you bring in photos, it will break your clipping mask chain, and you will have to just reclip your images. It doesn't destroy anything, just makes you do a little extra work. So if you click on the very top image, when I go to File, Place Embedded, and I go to my folder, my 218 folder where I have my photos, then I can go in here and select, let's say I'm going to select 1, 2, and 3 here. Oh, when I'm doing Place Embedded, I can only do one at a time. If I'm dragging it from my folder, I can actually pull in multiple photos at a time. So let's keep it simple, Place Embedded. Let's go ahead and bring in this image. Okay, and you'll see that it's not in the clipping path here, so, or the clipping mask. So I'm gonna just pull it down. And then now that it's within this clipping path, I can move it up or down. Now, if you just totally messed up your clipping path, or your clipping mask, then what you can do is, let's say you did exactly what I told you not to do. And let's say you came down here, File, Place Embedded, and then you just mistakenly put it here. Boom. See how it breaks that all up? Well, all you have to do is select everything that you want to be clipped down to, which is down to this text here. Shift and select it all. Right click, create a clipping mask. When you do that, it all clips to the word mom. Okay. And then from there, you can resize it, of course. Make sure that it fits in here how you want it. And this is basically going to be how you have fun. I would, for this class, not bring in more than 3 photos if you want to change it out, and make sure that they already have the background removed. I'm going to suggest that you use Remove BG. And I'm not just saying that because it's just a cheap way to do it, but it actually does a much better way of cleaning up the image at the very slightest bit of effort. Okay, so here I'm going to take these and put these to the top so I know that these were the ones I brought in last. So I want you to see that you could just fill the whole letter up with the photo. But for me, it's a little distracting and it's hard because I see pieces of people's faces cut off. So what I like to do is I like to resize things where it makes sense, and then just let your pattern be in the background so it looks cohesive and beautiful. So I'll turn on the other images so you can see what I'm talking about here. See how they're strategically placed and scaled so that it's not cutting off anybody's face, right? All right, so you all will have the opportunity to do that today. And just really quickly, I think I saved a version of why this doesn't make sense. Okay, so I saved this. And this is just a demonstration of what the difference between like Photoshop and Remove BG. So this was the original image with the background. Okay, and of course, we used the option, if you take the background and you duplicate that layer. Okay. And then you come over to properties. There's an option in Photoshop to remove background. So I'm going to show you that real quick. Remove background. Y'all aren't going to do this in class because your background should already be removed. However, I'm showing you a shortcut here. Now, when it removes the background, you notice that the hair is just a little too sharp. It's not really nice and soft and fuzzy like it should be there. And I'll zoom in a little bit so I can show you. All right, so one thing that we can do here is we can click on the layer mask here, and then we can come to where it says refine and go select and mask. All right, and then when we do that, I can hit decontaminate colors. And you see how that kind of cleans it up just a little bit there? That's one of the things we can do. You can also play with shifting the edge, the contrast, feathering, smoothing, and all of that good stuff to play with cleaning up the hair. But you can also click on up here at the top where it says refine hair, and that does help to a degree. But I'm going to let it, I hit refine here. I'm going to let it stick like this, and I'm going to hit OK. You see we had several steps to do there, right? And then it did duplicate that for me. I'm going to turn on this color fill that I created just so we see the difference here. Now remove BG. Did that and it gave me very much, it kept my details between the hairs. Y'all see that detail there? Versus the one we just did, which was this one. I want you to see the difference there. So remove BG, I was able to drag and drop it like it's hot. I ended up with my PNG. I downloaded it. I was done. So although I know how to very much do this in Photoshop, I still prefer remove BG. And that is just my honest opinion. And I'm telling you all because if it saves time, it saves money, and it also makes you more efficient and you can get more done. So I will still suggest go to remove BG. There are some quirks in remove BG where maybe it removes some of the white that you don't want. Just go ahead and build it back in with the remove BG tool. Then you can clean it up in Photoshop. But I have done much less work coming from remove BG to Photoshop than when I remove the background inherently in Photoshop. So I just created this file so I can kind of show y'all the differences in some of the features that Photoshop has to remove the background versus remove BG. All right, so that was a commercial break for something I'm never getting paid for. Let's go ahead and I'll close that one out. And let's go ahead and finish up why we need the images cut out and see how that works as far as a pop-out effect. Now, you don't have to have the backgrounds cut out to clip the image inside of the text. I just find it to be cuter because otherwise your backgrounds will have square images and I don't like the hard lines. So I like them to be PNG, have a cute pattern or maybe even a gradient background or some type of cohesive background across all the words. So then that way your collages look, they just look better, okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead now and do the pop-out name. All right, so the pop-out one here, I'm going to go ahead and select the existing one, where this is Mother and Child 1. I'll go File, Place Embedded, and I'm going to I'll grab Mother and Child 1. Am I missing anybody that I can not repeat? 7. Let me bring 7 in. So do Mother, Child 7. So I can switch it up a little bit. Okay, so you see how it's clipped inside of the word mom because of the layer mask that I have up here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get it about the size that I want right now. And I want it to pop out of the text. It's not gonna quite pop out right now because it has the previous layer mask on there. I'm going to show you exactly what to do to get it to be your custom layer mask. And you see that there was some area before where I did have the hair popping out, but it doesn't quite match this image. So what I'm going to do is right click and I'm going to delete this layer mask. Okay. And then let's go ahead and move my image up just a little bit so I can show a little more of the pop out feature. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to come down here to the word mom. We're going to hold down Control, click. Okay, that's going to select our marching ants here. And then we're going to come back up to the pop-out folder and that whole mom group. I apologize, the pop-out photo group. We're going to hit layer mask. It's going to clip it in there. And we don't like that it's cutting off her face here. Maybe we want our little one's hair popping out a little bit just to make it look like it's more visually interesting. I'm going to zoom in, come over here. All right, so then what we have to do is click the thumbnail of the photo now. And we see that their marching ants are around the hair and the shoulders. So now we can come to this layer mask here, grab our paintbrush tool, and because our pixels are already selected for the photo, I'm going to change the size of this brush to about 200, and you can do that up here at the top here. Make sure it's about 200, and that the hardness is set to 0, so it's a really soft brush. Okay, and right now, remember, black is going to conceal while white reveals. We want the white because we want to reveal parts of this photo here. So I'm just coming here with the white and bringing out the parts that I want. I don't want her face cut off there. Okay, and sometimes you have to judge, like I'd rather keep the shape of the M than have the shoulders there, right? So I'm gonna let that crop out, but I definitely wanted to make sure the photo popped out where the face was, okay? So now I can do Control D to deselect, and I'm gonna zoom out a little bit, and boom, you have a pop out effect. So what you could do is you could have a photo that popped out of each letter, or just a photo that pops out of the first one, and then maybe a collage of images in the background. And I think that would be a tremendous gift for mom. That could be a slate, it could be a pillow, a blanket, t-shirt, anything you can think of. This image would truly be very versatile. Okay. Destiny's excited about this one. All right, Coach Des. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to show you that I have another version of this one that says Mama. Okay. So that one's already there for you. You can just, use it as is. And then that way you don't have to worry about changing the text here. However, if you do want to change the text, I have to show y'all really quickly because I am running late, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this mama group, okay? And I'm going to show you, we're basically going to make a dad version of this. So you'll be ahead of the game for Father's Day, okay? So I duplicated the group, and here I'm going to come down, and the word mama here, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to do a new smart object via copy. Otherwise, mama will change to dad everywhere. Okay. And then once I have that changed, I'm going to come here, double click where it says mama. And what I should have done, let me go back a step. Because sometimes it's hard to tell which one you updated. So I'm going to go here, tell it to duplicate that layer. And then instead of mom, I'm going to call this one dad. Okay. That way, even though it's not going to say dad right now, it's at least going to let me know that that is the dad one. And I was supposed to do new smart object via copy. So here's the thing. If I do new smart object via copy, I cannot change the name of it right then and there. So I'm just going to have to remember this. All right. So I'm going to change this right now to dad so I can remember. And then I'm going to double click here, double click on the T, and then I'm going to put dad. And what I'll do is I'll stretch it out so it has the same width here. And to do that, I'm going to hold down Shift and just stretch the text out. Press Enter to lock in my transformation. And when I close out of here, I hit yes to save. And you'll see now that I have a dad, I can delete mama from this one. And then also you see that my mama from my pop out is not necessarily going to be the same. So what I'm going to do is right click and delete the layer mask for mama. Now we have dad in place. Of course, you may want to choose a different pattern for dad, or maybe not. Maybe you want mom and dad to have the same pattern in the background, but maybe different photos. That's completely up to you. However, I'm going to show you really quickly how you can redo this layer mask here for the pop-out photo. So now that we're on pop-out photo, we want this to clip to the word dad. So again, it's just repetition. Hold down Control. I'm going to click on the thumbnail for the word dad. You see how it gives me the inside meat of the word dad. All right, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I'm selected now on the pop out photo folder. I will create a layer mask here. See how I put my photo inside of here. All right. Then I'm going to click on my photo. I'm going to control click on the photo. It gives me the marching ants around the photo. And I want to edit this layer mask to include the hair. So I'm going to go to the layer mask that says dad now. Take my paintbrush, make sure it's on white and not black. If you don't know, just hit your reset button here and your switcheroo and make sure that white's in the foreground. And I'm going to paint the hair in there for the white. And that's it. I actually added a little bit of her shoulder in there too. So it's kind of popping out. All right, so you'll see here that the, let me see if I can show you a little bit better. Okay, so you'll see that the D here is no longer just a clean D for dad. It actually has updated that layer mask to include the image here. So I just showed y'all 2 different times how to do that same step, but it's basically just trusting yourself, doing the work, and I promise it works. It works if you work. Okay, so now what I want to do is, instead of naming that mama group, y'all will get this one, and this will be dad group. If I can spell dad. All right. The last thing you need to know how to do is how to edit the text on top here. And I'm going to do Control D to deselect the marching ants there. And let's zoom in a little bit. I want to change the text with the hearts, but sometimes it's really difficult to do unless you know what you're doing. So we're going to come here and you'll see that there is an area for the names group. But if you just use your move tool, click on the text here, you'll see it says names with heart and it says Lisa, Veronica, Chris, Monica, Kristen. You can click on that. Now you can double click on this T here and I want you to type your names. So it might be, and then no spaces. Okay, just make sure that you capitalize the next name. So I'll do the siblings here of my dad. All right, but you'll notice it doesn't have the hearts in between. So what you want to do is go up to glyphs. Now, if you have your workspace set up properly, you will have no problems with any of this stuff. If you do not have your workspace set up properly, watch that video before you do this class, okay? It's a video telling you exactly how to set up the workspace. All right, so now I want to take this N and I want this N to have the heart at the end. So I'm going to scroll down and look for the N with the heart at the end. So I'm looking for a small letter N with the heart at the end. I'll double click on that one and it replaces that N with the one with the heart. Same thing for the G here. I'm going to scroll down, look for the little G with the heart. Do y'all see that? Same thing for the little R here. Just make sure that just the R is selected. And we're just replacing it with a different version of the glyph. So if you ever have fonts with glyphs, this is in Photoshop how you can utilize those glyphs. Then A should be pretty easy to find, should be one of the first ones. There we go. Boom. All right. So if you never knew how to do that, now you know. Now, of course, it's a little wide here. I can squish it in by holding down Shift, or I can make it a little bit smaller by pulling it down in the center. And now we have a whole new graphic. Okay. So that is it for today, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and post this up. If you are in the VIP, or the Platinum VIP, which is the Craft to Quit program, you are in the Shopify Accelerator, or you are in the Inner Circle. You are able to come to the Wednesday and Saturday, Wednesday 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, class for free. If you just want to try a class that's live, come on in. It's $97 for one class, or you can pay $97 for the whole month and come to all 4 live classes that we have on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So this resource is definitely for you all to get really great with turning out phenomenal projects without having to spend a lot of time and energy, but you're still learning advanced Photoshop skills, okay? Yes, this is absolutely Photoshop. All right, love. Yes, Destiny. I think this would be excellent to make this one a grad. Okay, so instead of dad, let's see grad. All right. Awesome, awesome. I think that would be perfect. And then you can even put in custom text there, class of 2022, whatever you want to put across the bottom, name and the class of. I think that would be phenomenal. All right, all right. Okay, so let me get off this thing because it's only supposed to be 15 minutes, y'all. I done showed y'all some extra stuff, some gave y'all some extra sauce on this template. So we will see you in class, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Wednesday and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. And I cannot wait to see what you all come up with. All right, listen, I appreciate y'all. I love you dearly. And until next time, bye.